So the Atlanta Dream obviously signed Angel Reese. They have Angel Reese signed, sealed, and delivered. And this is a shock. This is a shock to hear today. This is what a lot of my content is going to be covering. Originally, I thought if Angel was going to be traded, it might have been after free agency. But to trade her before free agency is kind of wild. That is kind of wild. And it's funny, people are like, oh, it means that the Chicago Sky are definitely drafting a 4. Who's the best 4 on the draft board? If the Sky use a 5th pick on Dugalich, they're dumbasses. Like, Dugalich is 24 years old. She'll be 25 years old before the end of her rookie season. At the end of the day, Angel going to Atlanta. Who will be back in Atlanta? Angel is going to be there. Pow Pow. Isabel Borlays. Who else is going to be? Whoever they draft. And then my expectation is that they're going to be able to afford one of Brittany Griner, Bree Jones, and Naz Hillman. You're like, oh no, they'll bring them all back. No, they won't. They're going to have to max out Ryan Howard and max out Alicia Gray. You can't have 3 maxes. Someone's going to have to take a big pay cut. And Naz Hillman off an MIP year is going to cost minimum $800K. So, Naz Hillman, if Naz Hillman leaves, then you still have to choose between one of Brittany Griner and Bree Jones. Someone's going to overpay Brittany Griner. Someone will. And that being said, even if you keep one of them, if you keep Bree Jones, the rest of your team's basically on minimums. So it's a tough one. We are going to talk about whether or not I believe that the Atlanta Dream are going to be contenders this season. Whether or not I feel like they have a chance of winning it all, or whether they are going to be one of these teams that are like almost good enough to win. And Angel Reese is going to be a very interesting scenario with her, because they clearly have their big 3, and Alicia Gray is not that old, I don't think. Was she like 31 maybe? Alicia Gray is 30. Okay, she's 31. A year, nearly 2 years older than me. She will be 30. She's 31 in January. She's got minimum 2 good years left in her. Ryan Howard is born in 2000, so she's 26 this year. Angel Reese is 02. She's 24 this year. We had a really, really young 3. Or you got 2 young players and 1 semi-old player in Alicia Gray. Bree Jones is younger than Alicia Gray, but she's coming off a torn Achilles, which adds about 4 years to your age. And then, as good as Bree Jones was, I think Angel Reese can do what Bree Jones did for this team. What way does Carl Semesko want to play? He wants to run up and down and shoot a lot of threes. I actually believe that Angel Reese is going to be their center. That is my prediction, is that Angel is going to be their center, and she's going to be shooting a lot of threes. And you might be saying, oh, Angel can't shoot the 3. Yeah, neither can Bree Jones. Neither can Brittany Griner. Am I right in saying Brittany Griner shot more threes with Atlanta than she did in her entire career up to that point? So, like, Brittany Griner is not coming back. That's very, very clear. She averaged 9.8 points per game. And, like, if you look at her stats last year, she was benched the last 14 games of the year. And if you look at the playoffs, she played 10 minutes per game in the playoffs. She got benched completely in the playoffs. Carl Semesko did not want to play her. But on the season, if you look, 3 points, 0.1, 0.1. Actually, she shot more threes with Phoenix the year before. But like, she started shooting the 3 ball a lot more. Bree Jones was letting it fly. She was letting it fly in Atlanta last year. She couldn't really shoot them well, but she was letting it fly. Naz Hillman obviously was letting it fly. It doesn't matter who you are. If you are playing for Carl Semesko, you are chucking. Like 1 3 a game. I think she shot more threes again than she had for her entire career. Combined last season. And it doesn't seem like that many. But like there'll be games where she shoots 3 or 4. And Naz Hillman. It actually did feel like she was shooting way more than that. Like I was watching games and it felt like she was shooting way more. But again, for Naz Hillman, look at Naz Hillman. from 0 threes to 3.8 a game. I think we're going to see Angel Reese shooting 3 to 4 threes a game. I do. And the thing is, if you're going to lose Naz Hillman, maybe Atlanta are like, look, we'll sign and trade Naz Hillman. We will sign and trade Naz Hillman for a center. And if we go and if we're able to get a center for Naz Hillman, we're then in a position where we're able to get her in a sign and trade. And we've then got Angel Reese to play the 4. And I just think that this team, Angel Reese at center, does suit what this team wants. And I think overall, as a contender, yeah, I thought they were a borderline contender with a flawed roster last year. I didn't think they were that far off contender status last year. I know the Fever beat them. But, like, we have to be real here. Atlanta did not show up in the playoffs. Indiana did. Indiana showed up. Atlanta did not show up at all. They didn't show up one bit. And I think that's one of those things where we're kind of underreacting to this in a way. Because obviously Atlanta were a really good team in the regular season last year. They were the 3rd seed for a reason. Indy faced them for a reason. They just choked. They just choked in the playoffs. And we're now at the stage where you've got they've added a player who, worst case scenario, like Atlanta's biggest flaw over the last 2 years was that when Ryan Howard was playing badly, they would lose because she just chucked. When Alicia Gray was playing badly, they would lose. But now 4 of those misses are going to be converted into second chance opportunities a game because they've got the best offensive rebounder in the league. Like, I think on paper, there's a good chance that the Atlanta Dream will have a comparable roster to the Indiana Fever. Like, I know you want to say, oh, look, but like they were better than the Fever last year. I don't care about losing a 2 or 3 in the playoffs last year. They were a better team overall than the Fever last year. And like they have a better coach. Or they have a coach that suits their players more. Like Carl Smesko is going to run up and down, play modern basketball, get shots up and play hard. It's a 180 on what Steph White wants to do with the Fever. And it's going to be a really, really tough one to come up against this dream team because when Angel Reese wants to be, she's relentless. And I don't see her not being relentless for Atlanta, to be honest. So anyway, yeah, that is the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. I still can't believe this happened. Please like, comment, and subscribe.